First game I attended, I've split this because I was taken to Peter Beardsley's testimonial against Celtic. Don't remember anything about the game. But my first game that I actually remember was Southampton at home in 2001. The original game got called off, got the Monument. I was supposed to go with my cousin and got called off because of snow, so I ended up going midweek with my dad, and it was where the away fans sit now. And all I remember is just like how green the grass was, because it was before the days of like 4K and stuff. I think Kevin Gallagher scored, and I think it ended up 1-1. So that was my first game that I properly remember. There's a few, but the one that always springs to mind is Jonas against West Ham. It was an alright finish, but I think just for what it meant, not just for the club avoiding relegation, but for him as well, and his comeback, it was really, that was probably my favourite goal of all time. Favourite player growing up, probably it's a toss-up between Gary Speed or Solano. I just liked they just got the club. They weren't sort of a big ego or anything like that. They played for the club. Scored some really good important goals as well, but those two always stick out. Probably Gary Speed just edges it. The Sunderland 5-1 win, I think. Just mint to win. I mean, I can't remember winning against them for a while. I think that's probably the last home game we won. But yeah, I was up next to the away fans, and just the atmosphere was absolutely mint. So that's probably my favourite game. You know what, I was going over them on the way here, and there's so many. I like, for so many different reasons as well. I like the Grandad Collar one, both the home and away ones, just because they're iconic. I like the 2000, I think it's a 2000, might be the 99 to 2001, the season that Bobby Robson signed with the Brown Ale, because that was my first kit as I got. That wasn't a hand-me-down, so I used to get all my brother's old kits, and that was the first one that I had myself. So it's a toss-up between that and then the Pav, the Sunset goalkeeper kit, iconic. Bobby Robson, was asked this question not too long ago. I was a little bit too young to appreciate Kevin Keegan, and obviously I know what he's done for the club, and but Bobby Robson for me is hands down just the best that we've ever had. We were not successful, we were really good under him. Obviously didn't win any trophies, but he just embodied everything that the club should be. There's not many in my era. Obviously everyone would go with Andy Cole, but again that was just before my time, so the closest I would say is probably Carroll or Johan Cabaye. Probably Carroll because he was more of a local lad than Cabaye, but yeah, it was a toss-up between them two. It's not necessarily club related, but when Bobby Robson died, I always remember that. I remember exactly where I was, exactly what happened. It was the day before my birthday. My mum actually shouted up and told us. That was just gutting to hear. Even my brother, I think my brother and his mates were in Magaluf, and he was like, people over here are absolutely just like gobsmacked and can't believe it. So I think that's probably that, either that or the first time we got relegated, but definitely more Bobby Robson than relegated. There's a few. Taking me Litland to St James's for the first time, that was literally the other day. It was only on a stadium tour as well, but just to be able to share something like that I've grown up with him, probably won't forget that. Plans are to take him to his first match when he actually decides to start watching them. But the other one would be probably the takeover, just for how big of a moment it is in terms of how big we could potentially be from it. Those two, probably a toss-up between those two, yeah. This is probably the hardest question, because I don't think there's a lot of players that warrant being a favourite because they haven't been there that long. Or I'd probably go Trippier, just because I think of the impact he's made already. And I can't look past Joe Linton and his turnaround, and the fact that, like I say, my little lad Joey just loves singing his song whenever he's with us. So I'm going to go with Joe Linton just because of his turnaround.